So to begin our debate, we're going to talk about a summary of what we're going to debate. So we're going to debate cancer immunotherapy, which is a type of cancer treatment that's newer, and it actually boosts a patient's natural bodily functions like T cells, and it basically is just another way to boost the immune system so that your body will naturally fight off the cancer instead of having radiation or chemotherapy. So, you want to start?
In our debate, I will be debating against, and Bailey will be debating for. So, one reason that this is a huge thing is that people believe that this is alternatively a safer route than radiation, where this can actually cause a lot more health issues because you are with the immune system. You can cause flu-like symptoms. You can have weight gain. You can have swelling. You can have so many other things that come along with this. So although it might not seem the safest route, in some ways it could just make the patient more sick.
Okay, and to counteract your argument, actually, immunotherapy is seen as safer compared to chemoradiation because chemoradiation can make you just as sick or more sick than immunotherapy, and it just is more natural for the body. You know, that's your body's natural fighters instead of pumping somebody full of something that isn't natural to their body or natural in a large quantity to your body. You know, ethically speaking, immunotherapy would probably be better for your body in the long run.
I think one thing we also have to look at with immunotherapy is that this can actually cause the organs to attack one another. Since you are, going in and kind of messing with that immune system, that can cause the organs to turn on and attack each other just because you are not necessarily the natural route that it would usually take. So it could attack things like as the heart and the livers and the kidneys, which in the long run can cause way more trouble.
If we're talking about the long run, immunotherapy, if it is successful, which most of the time it is, there are those obviously few exceptions, but typically speaking, immunotherapy can train your new cells to fight the cancer so that you are less susceptible to getting cancer, 5 years in the future. So your cells just naturally begin to get stronger, and yeah, that could happen. They could start attacking, but I mean, really, the statistics behind it aren't completely supported because this is in a clinical trial stage. This is still in a research stage, but I think that it really helps boost a patient's confidence when you know that you're fighting this naturally instead of with foreign things.
I think we also, going kind of off of what you said with how long it would take, immunotherapy does in some instances take much longer, and a lot of patients, they need results now. So really, for a patient that needs results now, this really isn't going to work. This is just going to cause them more suffering. It's going to take longer. They're just going to put more pain. Rather, if they would take a more route that we know more about, because like you said, this is still in the research phase.
Yeah. And I think that this is currently debatable, but I think in the future, when we start perfecting how we're going to boost the immune system, it could possibly be better and more cost effective because it can be pricey and it can be more tedious in a way. Making specific drugs to fit your body's function can be hard to do. So I think that's part of why it does cost more money. But I think in the long run, in the future, this will be something that could lead us on the track to cure cancer. Obviously that's far away, but immunotherapy is new and it's fresh and it's giving people hope. Cancer patients have hope.
I think going off what you said cost-wise, immunotherapy is almost around $100,000 more than your regular chemotherapy treatment would cost. And you want to say that that's not something that the average household can afford. And especially within these recent years, we've seen a lot of our common items that people desperately need, their prices be jacked up way high. So there's nothing saying that this immunotherapy won't even be jacked up even way more. And that's just simply not cost effective to the average family because they're already struggling to pay hospital bills. and now they're expecting to pay $100,000 for something that we don't even know completely and fully about because it is in the research phase. So really, how many people can even afford to have this, even if it is maybe leading us down the road to a cure?
I think that the whole debate between valuing your life or valuing your assets comes into play. Is it more materialistic, or are you more, are you valuing your life more than you are your money? And I think that immunotherapy kind of proves, it kind of brings in that debate more too. I mean, would you rather have your life, or would you rather have $100,000? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that you have to also think about that aspect. I mean, do these patients value their life? And I imagine they do, more than, poisoning their body with chemo and radiation just because it costs less.
We also do have to look at that, like we stated many times, that this is still in the research phase, which means some insurance won't cover it. So people can't afford to pay $100,000 out of pocket. They need insurance to help cover it and stuff like that. And a lot of insurances, they don't cover it in the trial phase. So that's something also that kind of makes this a negative.
I think that all in all, for the sake of my for argument, I think this would be worth it. Even now and in the future, I think that this is something that could really develop into possibly finding a cure and having these people live normal lives, not having to worry about getting cancer in the future like you would with chemo and radiation. So I think that's the end of my argument for this. I'm going to leave the audience with that thought.
I have to agree with you. I hope that this does lead down the path to finding that cure, but I feel like until this is more precise, we know more about it, and we're able to drop that price down so that the average household can afford to save their family members. Until then, I just don't believe this is an effective method.